sports betting brother, and hey, bring it up, and thanks for stopping by. My name is Boyd, and I'm a sports betting market analyst with OddsJam and oddsjam.com, where we teach you how to bet like a sharp. And today, we're doing an intermediate or sort of an advanced video on DraftKings and DraftKings.com sportsbook that we use daily. And we did a beginner video to help you understand how to get enrolled, how to get funded, how to place a bet, also how to cash out. So it's really basic, really fundamental, easy video. And today's video is the advanced. It's alternative lines, alternative totals, parlays, in-game wagering, player props, all the different things that are above and beyond that basic beginner level. So if this is something you have an interest in and want to learn more about and how to profit consistently, let's get going. All right, guys, here we go. We're going to start, again, top to bottom, left to right. And the first thing we're going to do is more of an advanced level is in-game or live betting. And as you can see here, if you scroll down, we have the MLB markets open. And right now there's a couple games that are going on as we speak. And we're going to show you an example of how this works. So, again, across the top here, you can see some of the information on the regular lines, but we're going to tap into this in-game, and it's going to open up the markets for what you can wager on while the game is going on. It makes it a lot of fun as you're watching the game and maybe identifying some opportunities you want to take a look at. As you scroll down here, you're going to see some strikeouts, some pitching props, some hitting props, and a little bit of everything. So you have a particular player you want to target, you can do that. You can identify the players and see if there's something you think they're going to do, strikeouts, hits, etc. So this is all where it's at, and there's a ton of information here. And my best piece of advice is to move quickly, because this will change quickly as the game progresses. And so you can see here there's a lot of different opportunities to wager on a lot of different things. And so the more prepared you are ahead of time, you can react quickly. But this is where you would find the in-game or live wagering and the odds. And of course, OddsJam can help you with this if you have the package that gives you all the answers to the live and the in-game player props that is available at OddsJam. So it's a nice tool to use to kind of confirm, am I getting a good value or am I paying too much? Am I getting kind of a steal and take advantage of this wager and bet like a sharp, or do I pass on it? So this is something you can use on each game, and it makes it a lot of fun as you go through each opportunity. All right, next up, we're going to take a look at the promos. Now, the promos tab is going to be something you'll see on a daily basis, on a regular basis. I'm going to show you some things that may be familiar as you are on the site consistently and regularly, maybe wonder what some of these things mean. You're going to have the opportunity to wager on all kinds of different things each day, and they set that up so that you can make your decision and your choice on the NBA, on the NHL, certainly. Okay, guys, here we go with the promos tab. And what I did here is I hit this promos tab, and you can have all the different promos that are available. This is something that DraftKings does a ton of, and you can participate in all of them or none of them, but you certainly want to opt in if you decide that that's something you want to take advantage of. If you read through the promo and decide whether or not it's for you, you can, opt into it and get it access to it so that you can use these promos to your advantage. But you can see here there's profit boosts, there's different specials, there's free plays, free bets, odds boosts, things like that. So again, when you're doing your homework and using OddsJam, you can identify some of these promos that make sense and use them to your advantage. You can make some extra money through a different revenue stream here with all their promos. Okay, we're back to the home screen and actually back to the MLB page. Again, just to kind of break it down, on the left-hand side here, you'll see the live wagers, the games that are going on as we speak. You can tap into those and use the live or the in-game wagering. This little SGP that you see here, that stands for same game parlay. If you tap into that, that's going to be another promo that DraftKings offers you, and you can hit that and see what they have available to take a look at or consider in their offering for their same game parlay. Again, using OddsJam as a tool to identify some value, something you might want to use when you open this up. So the same game parlay is kind of going to add several things together to your total wager, and as you can see here, all the different markets of all the different things you can bet on, whether it's a player getting a hit along with maybe the over or the under. And so there's all kinds of things you can combine in the same game parlay, strikeouts, things like that. So that's what the SGP is on the left-hand side of that particular game. So we'll move on down to alternate totals and alternate lines next. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the alternate totals, alternate run lines, and this is an area where I have found a lot of value and a lot of success. And again, using OddsJam as a tool to identify value is what I really, really enjoy. So I'm just going to pull up a game randomly here. Let's just pop into this Giants-Marlins game. And when you click on the game, it's going to open up the markets for that particular game. The reason why you would do that is because it gives you the specific markets for the specific game. So here you have the information about it, start time, things like that, starting pitchers, different information that's important as you scroll through here. The first few innings and some player props and things like that. Some information that you may or may not want to take advantage of. But I find that under game lines, or this game lines tab, as you hit that, it's going to open up the alternate lines. And what does alternate lines mean? Basically, the game line here is right now is the Marlins are minus 140 and the Giants are plus 120 on the money line. The total is at 7, okay, and then at plus 100 and the under is at minus 120. But the run line, again, this is sort of like this point spread at MLB. So if you think the Giants are going to, lose by 1 or less, you can take the plus 1.5 and that there's the odds there at the minus 180. What I like about this though is these alternate lines. So here you have the alternate run line. So if you think the Giants might actually win by 1, actually, I mean, more than 1 if they win by 1, you push on this, but you get a plus 165. Okay, so there's some good value, I believe, in these alternate lines, especially when you use OddsJam to identify what they might have. And so, for example, if you found that, say, the Marlins at plus 1 were, say minus 185, and this is, say, minus 210, you probably would leave that alone. That's how you would use the tool to help you identify if there's value on a particular wager. So, again, maybe this San Francisco minus 2 is at plus 250 with OddsJam, but you can get it here at plus 290. So then that would be a wager you would consider to bet like a sharp and get the extra value. Now, down in here in the total, you can say, as I mentioned earlier, that total was at 7. And you can see the over 7.5 plus 125. I think it's going to be at 8 or more. You can start to see the value going up, and you can contrast that with what the odds are at OddsJam. So again, these alternate lines, alternate totals, you sort of are picking an area of where you think it's going to land. You can identify if the value is there for you. And I highly recommend taking a look at these because I've done very, very well with these. And it's something that is a little bit unknown, but is very, very profitable, getting better odds for each game. All right, guys, as we wrap this up, I want to give you some very, very sound advice. And the advice is this, is all the different websites, all the different sports books you have available to you, get to know how to navigate in where you can get where you want to go relative to the wagers you're trying to find. So you can see here some different tabs to hit the different sports. They're over here left to right, or top to bottom. And then, understand that you want to be able to navigate quickly to take advantage of the value so that you don't miss out, because these are markets that are changing consistently and constantly. And if you're trying to find a player prop or an alternative line or something you want to move quickly on, you could miss that opportunity. So take some time, take some time each day to sort of navigate the site and get to know how to get from A to B. Lastly, I just want to mention that you don't even know there's a casino part to this, and also a marketplace. We're getting into DraftKings, getting into the NFTs and sports memorabilia, cards, things like that. So there's all kinds of buttons and bells and whistles on the site that you may not have known were even available. Now, pools and things like that, you can actually join with other people to play in that sort of environment. But again, the biggest piece of advice I can have is to get to know and navigate sort of the areas that you prefer and you like. If you're an avid soccer bettor, get to know how to get from point A to point B on the wagers that you typically like to hit. But combine some of these promos, make them profitable. Use OddsJam to identify value in this. And if you don't have an account set up at DraftKings, go get it.